In the last video, we talked about how to survive a quiet place by hiding away from the creatures. But that's a pretty depressing way to live, knowing that one wrong move can get you killed, it can create a lot of tension and anxiety psychologically. So in this video, we're going to take a more active approach and learn how to kill the monsters in a quiet place. Now first up, I need to tell you, I'm not a military expert and I cannot offer any extravagant solutions to this problem, because even the US Army in the movie was already defeated because they couldn't penetrate the armor of the monsters. That's why in this video we're gonna make use of the weakness found by Regan in the last movie, which was the monster's sensitivity to high frequency sound. Now to recall what happened at the end of the last movie, Regan and her mom were stuck at the basement with one of the monsters. As she turned on her cochlear implant modified by her father, it created a high-frequency feedback loop that distressed the monster. Normally, a cochlear implant cannot create such an audio feedback. Only a hearing aid can, because in order to create a feedback loop, you will need a mic, an amplifier, and a speaker, which is basically what a hearing aid is made of. A cochlear implant, on the other hand, has a completely different working mechanism, which only has a mic. But thanks to her father, who has completely no idea how it works, he tried to fix her cochlear implant by adding in the amplifier and probably a speaker, which eventually managed to save her life and her mother's. Anyway, now we know the monsters are vulnerable to intense high-frequency sound. It is time to bring them to a hearing test and determine their auditory range and sensitivity to different frequencies. Just because they have very sensitive ears, it doesn't necessarily mean they can hear all frequencies or can hear different frequencies equally well. For if they cannot hear below 20 Hz, they are just like us, they cannot hear infrasound from elephants and whales. And if we find out they are extremely sensitive to a particular high frequency, well, we will know what to use against them. Now the best way to run such a test is to use sound to lure them to an enclosed space such as a stadium or a theater, and bombard them with different frequency sounds with the dozens or hundreds of speakers available. Not only are you safe running a little experiment inside your control room and observe the monster's reaction from afar, you can also trap them inside for a relatively long time because they will probably be disoriented by all the loudspeakers surrounding them from all directions. If you don't believe me, try to surround yourself with hundreds of flashlights just like this, and I wish you good luck trying to escape. Next up, it is time to train up your sharpshooting skill, because once we know the frequency they hate most, it is time to use it on them and blast their head off whenever they open up their heavily armored head. I know we cannot stay in a stadium or a theater forever, and the sound will probably attract even more creatures that becomes too much to handle. This is where directional speakers, or technology called audio spotlight, comes into handy. Not only can you carry it around, you can also use it like a laser and make sound that only your targeted individuals can hear. Such technology has a more complicated working mechanism that involves ultrasound, but if you want to know more about the details, you can totally check out my other video right here.